What is going on, guys, and welcome back. Today we are here to check out the Ausom L2 Max. Now, if you guys remember the Ausom scooter we checked out last year, the Ausom Leopard. Guys, this L2 Max is gonna blow your mind. I've been testing this for the last month and a half, and today we're gonna get some more footage and show you guys what it can do. Let's talk about the specs. This is a 48 volt monster, 1000 watt motor, 1000 watt motor, max speed 40 miles an hour, and I tell you guys, I'm pretty sure it'll do every bit of it. Max range up to 58 miles on a single charge. Now, have I gotten 58 miles on a charge yet? No, but if you guys know me, you know I do not like to ride scooters in the slow mode, given I do believe it's a realistic number and you could achieve it if you decided to ride like that. The most exciting part about this scooter is the price, guys. This comes in at under $1,000. That's right, $950 right now for this absolute monster. I'm letting you guys know this is the most stable scooter I have ever ridden in my life. I have tested probably close to 100 scooters at this time, and my God, this thing is impressive. So, but first, let's talk about a couple of the other cool features. It does not have juiced brakes. That would be really cool to see, but given this price range, it does not surprise me, and these brakes do work great. They have an electronic ABS built in, but I will be honest, I cannot feel the difference with the electronic ABS. I can't quite tell that it's there. Now, you obviously have front and rear suspension. You can see there's a shock and a spring right down in here in the rear. Up here in the front is the headlight. We'll test that out here in a little bit. And then their folding mechanism is a little different than anyone I've ever seen. It actually screws in and it has a pin you pull out, which is probably part of the reason this thing feels so freaking solid. Like, it is just unreal. Now, one of the coolest little add-ons that I've never seen on a scooter, right up here in front, you have yourself a USB Type A and a USB Type C port. This is gonna allow you to charge your phone or whatever you have on the go. Now, these 10-inch tires that come with it are air-filled, of course, and they are great for on-road and off-road with everything I've tested so far. And now that we're ready to get going, I can show you guys one of the coolest parts of the scooter. Instead of putting in a password, which you have the option to do, or using a physical key, this is the key to the scooter right here. You just tap the screen with it and it unlocks. All right, guys, let's check out the lighting on the GT2 at night. I really like the board. It's actually kind of clever because if you're riding at night, it shows you where to put your feet. Kind of like it. All right, you can see right here, the dual motor switch has a little red ring on it. This right here is your blinkers. Check those out. Very, very visible from many, many angles. I like that a lot. Let's go ahead and try out the brake lights. Nice and bright, very clear, easy to see. Look how clear this screen is. Ooh, she looks good. Of course, you have your blinker indicator here, battery, miles. All right, now we're gonna give it a quick comparison. I have the Ausom Leopard sitting next to it. We'll go ahead and flip that one on. Now, as you can see, the Ausom Leopard is kind of shining up into the trees. Here, we'll turn it off and then on. So now, I'm gonna be honest, I think I kind of like the light from the Ausom Leopard a little bit better. So side by side, you can't really tell much of a difference. But if you look closely, right down here, this is from the Ausom Leopard. Still an awesome scooter, guys. Still one of my more favorite units out there. It has a lot more floodlight right off the sides, which I kind of prefer a little bit. Sure, the new L2 Max has a brighter light that throws out further, but this one here is a little nicer, in my opinion, for riding on trails. Now, that said again, the headlight on the L2 Max has a much better integration as it's built right into the fender, as opposed to being one that just kind of hangs out in the front. I have had to bend that back a couple times after a few mistakes. But lighting-wise, I think the L2 Max overall, color-wise, color scheme, I love the light on the pad. Very, very clear. Definitely kind of works as a safety aspect for riding at night as well. And it just looks so freaking good. The Ausom L2 Max is currently my favorite scooter of 2025. Now let me show you guys why. All right, guys, we're gonna start this thing out in eco mode. Now, this does have a dual motor on it. You do have the option to turn off the dual motor. Right down here on the left side, there's a thing that says DDM. If you turn that, you're gonna turn off the front motor. But for this test, we're gonna be keeping the motor on pretty much the whole time. So this right here is eco mode. Now, this is the mode that you're gonna be able to get up to 57, 58 miles on a single charge. And for my current testing results, I truly believe that it's capable. We're gonna stick in eco mode here, and we're gonna go ahead and go up that hill and see how it does. All right, guys, this is about a 40-degree incline right here. slowed down, but no issue at all. Now I'm talking while I'm going across all these bumps in this grass here because I want you guys to understand how smooth this thing actually is. It is quite impressive. All right, let's do another roughness test going across the grass here. Woohoo! Now guys, this is way bumpier than it looks on camera, but in my head, perfectly stable. It's not vibrating me to the point where I can't think. You know, some of the more budget scooters, they're a little rough to ride and stuff like this. That sport mode is rowdy, guys.
Yeah.
All right, guys, full speed test on sport mode. All right, we can see sport mode gets it up to 29 miles an hour. Guys, if you've never ridden a scooter at 29 miles an hour, just be warned, it's a lot quicker than you think it is. So we're gonna save the max speed test for a little bit later. I'm gonna have a helmet on for that one, guys. 40 miles, I mean, shoot, even 29, realistically, I should be wearing a helmet. That gets kind of dangerous. All right, now, in sport mode, we're gonna do a brake test here. Again, I really can't tell the difference with the electronic braking system, but if you look at the marks here, I mean, it locks them up pretty good, although the front one doesn't seem to lock up as much. Maybe that's the electronic ABS kicking in, causing me to not crash the scooter. But it's very hard to tell. I'm kind of unsure at this point. But aside from that, there is no arguing that this is hands down the most stable scooter I have ever ridden in my life. Guys, this thing is crazy impressive. All right, guys, we're gonna do a quick max speed test. Now, I don't like doing the max speed test when the battery's at full because it's not a great representation of what it will actually do. So we're gonna throw the helmet on here. We're at a little over half battery and we're gonna run it down this road here and see what she'll actually do. Then we're gonna go hit the trails and do some off-roading. All right, guys, we got her in full race mode right now. She is very torquey in race mode. Very torquey indeed. All right, we got ourselves a nice clear roadway. Let's hit it. You can see the battery's gonna go down quite a bit as we send it. It's not actually that low. All right, guys, looks like we're hitting about 38 right now. I will say this, when it's full battery, it will get up to that 40, but I want to be more realistic because 38 is about what I'm going to get at 190 pounds most of the time. Quick public service announcement here, guys. Seriously, wear helmets whenever you're riding. Don't be like me. Hey guys, this is the Midland City Forest. If you happen to live in or around Michigan and you like riding bikes or scooters, this place is pretty awesome. Free to enter, no pay at all. Woo-hoo-hoo. Oh, this is all new. Oh, they just built all this, guys. This is all brand spanking new. Oh, this is cool. Whoa. Oh, baby. All right, guys, we'll send it down one of them. I'm thinking the end one looks a little more forgiving. Oh, guys, we're gonna have to bring every scooter out here now. Woo. Oh, heck yeah. Now this is made for bikes. This is definitely not made for scooters, but I mean, this is awesome. Here we go. Oh. All right, guys, this took a lot longer to record than my average video, but that means we also put a lot more miles in this one than our average scooter. So first off, let's talk about mileage. Maximum rated range for this scooter is 58 miles. Now, that is gonna be on single motor and on the lowest speed. Me personally, I don't like to ride scooters like that, so I'm not gonna test them like that. Here's the mileage that I got. So with full off-road, it looks like we got around 40 miles. That is definitely a lot lower than your average charge, guys, but keep in mind, I was running up and down hills, hard terrain, dirt, gravel, grass. That test was completely off-road. Test number 2, we did a mixture. A little bit of city riding, a little bit of off-road, light grass, not too many crazy hills, and we're getting closer to that 50-mile range, coming in at 48. And now our most controlled test was definitely the city test, where we rode entirely on flat, mostly level surfaces, all cement, no grass, no gravel, nothing. We came in at about 52 miles. So I do not doubt for an absolute second that if you crank this thing down to single motor and ride nice to work every day in a lower mode, guys, you're gonna get that mileage. That's pretty astounding for the price. So speaking of the price, right now I did check out their website today. They have another deal going on. If you buy 2 scooters, you save $100. If you use the code I put down in the description, you're gonna save an extra $50. Now we have to do the disclosure portion. This was sent over to me, but this is not a paid review. I accepted $0 from this company, but they did send me the scooter. With that said, if you guys have been watching my reviews for a little while, you know I'm going to be honest every single time. So let's talk about a couple of things that I think could be improved on the L2 Max. Really, there's not a lot. Number 1, the headlight. I'm kind of on the fence about this because it is a bright headlight and it does shine a little bit wider than the average scooter we test, but I still think there's a little bit of room for improvement. I would love for the headlight to spread to the sides a little bit better. It's just nice. I enjoy night riding. It would be very helpful. But again, it's not bad. It is very well integrated into this fender. But that said too, if you break the fender, are you gonna break the light? Just a little bit of a concern. I like it and I'm concerned about it at the same time. Next up, I would love to see an app that connects to this. I love the NFC card for unlocking. I hate typing in passwords on scooters. I get that it's great for safety, but I'm just not a huge fan of typing in passwords every time I wanted to use the scooter. And some of the scooter companies out there, you sit for a few seconds and they'll lock themselves. It can get a little frustrating. This one does not, however, do that, but I love the NFC card. I do wish it was a little easier to transfer the NFC card to my phone. So if they had an app, if I could tap with my phone, I wouldn't have to worry as much about losing that card, which would be nice. Let's keep in mind, guys, this is a $950 scooter with $50 off. This is a lot of scooter for $900. So let's talk about charging time real quick. Charging time is a little long. We do have a pretty big battery in here. My charge time was averaging about 12 hours from empty to full. We're really close to empty, 1 or 2%. That said, this does have dual charging ports right here on the front, so you can drop that charging time down to around 7 hours with 2 chargers. So next up, I didn't mention the weight yet. She's kind of a chunky scooter here, weight-wise. It comes in at 74 pounds. So keep that in mind if you're thinking about buying one and you need to transport this in any way. Now, folded, this thing will fit in truck beds and SUVs just fine. With the width of the handlebars and the size of the scooter, you're gonna struggle to get this in pretty much any small car. But with all of that said, the features on this thing are fantastic. I love the charging port. I love the NFC. I love the stability. I love the range. I love the speed. Guys, this is an awesome all-around scooter. So with that said, that's going to be about it for this review, guys. This is going to be sticking around. This is currently my #1 scooter of 2025. Honestly, Ausom did a great job. This is an outstanding scooter for the price. It is pretty phenomenal that they can keep it in this price point. If you guys want to know anything else about this scooter or want me to test anything in comparison to this, put in the comments below. This is going to be sticking around just like the rest of them. On that note, I appreciate you guys, and we'll see you on the next one.